guys, welcome back. So today we're just going to be going over some garden planning, and I'm super excited to do this because I ripped out my garden this fall and I'm starting fresh. So that means lots of really fun ideas and just looking forward to spring and everything warming back up. So today's video is just going to be kind of sitting down and chatting, and I'll be putting up some pictures of the different plants and flowers that I want to grow this year, and just kind of going over some of the tentative plans as well for the rest of the season too. So for the spring garden planning, what I want to aim for is to basically start planting in late March. Usually in our area, we're in Zone 8B in the Pacific Northwest, so we don't have frost to really deal with so much as we have torrential amounts of rain. And recently we've had some drought years where we have really dry springs, and that's actually better for us for planting because things don't rot out. But recently, as in this month, we've had snow and freezing temperatures, so I don't think we're going to see any more freezing temperatures at this point, but we do see a pretty quick warm up past March. So, and beyond March, we know for sure that the amount of rain that we're going to get is typically a lot less than during February. So otherwise, based on temperatures alone, we probably could plant some water-loving plants in February, and they probably would be fine. For today, we're going to go over the types of plants that I would like to put in the garden this year that are different from last year. So last year I was not filming yet, so unfortunately we don't have any footage of us kind of remodeling this space. I do have several pictures that I'll bring up, a couple of those before and after photos, just because they're satisfying. And this year is already going to be different because we planted bulbs this fall, and I will take you guys out there to take a look at those because they are still growing. They survived the snow, which is amazing. And yeah, I'm super excited to see blooms like first thing in the spring, and it's just going to be really fun. Last year we had coleus. The exact variety of coleus was like California something, colorful, I don't know. It wasn't a super well-known one. It was just what was available at Lowe's. But as far as coleus goes, I know for sure I want more of those. I love them. They're so pretty, and they have quite a lot of varieties that are just super beautiful. Another one that I want to try planting this year is Fuchsia, and I would like to have that in a hanging basket. We have so many hummingbirds that come around, and they have very recently been looking around our patio and trying to find something. And so I thought fuchsia would be a nice option for them. They're also great for bees and other pollinators. We will see if my sweet alyssum will come back. I did rip them out entirely, but I saw a ton of little seedlings because I forgot to cut them back multiple times. That was actually an accident. I was not planning on bringing sweet alyssum back, so hopefully it's not, a plague in the garden now. The way they grow is a little bit wonky because of the position of the sun. So in the garden, basically if this was the garden flat here, the sun comes in at an angle. So it literally just shoots down the sunlight at probably a 30 to 45 degree angle, and that causes all the plants to start stretching out at that angle. Because the sun starts moving and then eventually shades this entire area, they never really get sun on the other side to start going the other direction. So it's kind of a tricky location to plant in, and that's why it took me so many years to even begin planting here, because it was confusing. I think choosing varieties that are very shade loving is probably going to be the best bet, because a lot of those other plants like sweet alyssum can do okay in shade, but it really likes to try to find the light, and if the light is coming from, a direction that is, I don't know, less ideal, I guess, then that makes it tricky. So I don't necessarily want to do sweet alyssum again. I think I do want to have some, I think it was the super tunias. Those did really well and I believe it was the mini Supertunias that I had. Those were amazing. They did so well. They would have done even better if I had gone out there and actually trimmed them back once and let them like flesh out. Other than that, I would love to try some Caladiums. So Caladiums are beautiful. They come in a ton of varieties and they're just kind of lush and tropical looking, and I love that look. I think it's really fun and completely different than where we are here in the Pacific Northwest, where it's all cold, rainy fir trees. Other than that, I do want to try maybe finding some varieties of flowers that would work for arrangements, and that's really, really hard to do in a shade situation. So I'm gonna have to do my research and really figure out how to make that happen. One of the other things that we have that was kind of unplanned, we have this giant trellis that I'm debating on putting it up on the ceiling on top of our patio to hang lights and hanging plants from. So if we do that, we'll definitely make a video of it because it's going to be kind of an endeavor. The other thing that I could do with that is put it up against the wall like a regular trellis and do some kind of vining plant. I have done so much research into vining plants that are fast growing, that can grow in the shade because our patio is like 100% shade. So it's really hard to make that dream of a climbing lush wall come true. But I'm very determined to do that. So I'm going to keep doing more research. I have not found very many options, of course, for things that can grow in those light conditions. As far as plants goes, that's what I want to try planting this year. The other thing that I want to try doing is growing herbs and maybe some food. It's a little hard to grow food in this scenario, but I think I could get away with doing radishes and probably green onions. Things that aren't like, I can't grow tomatoes. I don't have enough sun. And I can't grow potatoes. I don't have enough room. So, or sun. I think potatoes need sun. Like a fair amount of sun too. So yeah, gardening in a shade garden that is like north facing is really hard, super challenging, but I am really determined to make it happen because I love gardening. Another one of the things that I would love to do out on our patio is to hang some string lights up on top and just have those ready for summer when we're going to be outside and hanging out and potentially barbecuing. We have a barbecue out there on our teeny tiny patio. Another one of our projects that we will be filming is putting together a raised bed planter, which I got it based on the reviews, and it seems to be a pretty good raised bed planter, but it is on the smaller side, and it has, I believe, 6 or 8 compartments, and basically you're intended to plant inside these little bags and then be able to interchange them, swap them out, whatever you need to do. It's also cleaner that way too. If you need to water, it doesn't cause all the soil to fall through the cracks and things like that. So that should be really fun. My plan is to put that outside of our patio, kind of right next to where we currently have our extra bags of soil and mulch. So that planter also has a little shelf in which we can put that kind of stuff, which is really nice. So we'll be doing a video on that, and I will be going through the whole process of putting it together and then planting it up and going over which plants we want to put in those. That is everything for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed just sitting down and chatting with me about different plants, and I hope you guys are also getting excited for gardening wherever you are, and let me know in the comments what you guys are doing right now. And yeah, thank you so much for joining me, and we will see you in the next video. Bye guys.